remember the last time I had sex. I blame the Rohypnol. It's my own fault, really. I met the man on the internet. The name of the website should have given the game away, though. WeDrugYou.com. But apart from him, all the other men I've met internet dating have been lovely. And in fact, the very first one could have been Mr. Right. But I paid the 6-month subscription. I didn't want to waste it. For a while, I was seeing a man who was into bondage. And he begged me to tie him up and tantalise him. So I handcuffed him to the headboard, and when he was lying there, naked and aroused, I took a photograph. Then I held the phone just out of his reach and said, "Shall I send this to your boss, or will you?" There was another one. He wanted to be treated like a baby. So I put him in a nappy, I popped him in a cot, and then I left him upstairs to cry. I went downstairs and watched Strictly Come Dancing in the X Factor. I'm not completely heartless though. After about an hour I took him up a bottle. But that's not true. I was watching Taggart. I can't stand Strictly. Now, my last boyfriend, he was quite anal. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what I mean is he thought there was a place for everything. The trouble was, he thought the place for his cock was in my arse. I did object at first, but then I found out I could play Words with Friends on the iPad at the same time. Hashtag no brainer. Now, I would rather read a good book than have bad sex. But if necessary, I can multitask. Now, you've probably guessed from all of this that though I'm interested in sex, I'm not desperate for it. Though there is something I'm desperate for, and that's some decent foreplay. Because if I wanted sex without foreplay, I'd still be married. Now, I'm a teacher. It's okay, your children are safe. When I was married, my husband used to say that I spoke to him as if he was one of my pupils. Hand over that knife and sit down. I was working with young offenders in those days. One of my female pupils, she got a crush on me. She convinced herself that we were having an affair, and she told her social worker that we'd had sex in my car. And she was asked if she wanted to make a formal complaint, to which she replied, "I'm not complaining, I enjoyed it." That is true. I'm not going to get married again. There's no point making one man miserable when you can make any number happy. And actually at the moment I'm in the middle of a divorce and it's cost me a fortune. If I had £1,000 for every person who said to me, the only people that win in a divorce case are the lawyers, it still wouldn't cover it. And then they're the ones which say, oh, we didn't get lawyers involved, we sat down at the kitchen table and sorted it out amicably between us. Why can't you do that? Well, it's not so easy if it's the kitchen table where you came home and found your husband humping an old school friend. That's his old school friend, not mine. And in case you're wondering, he went to a mixed school. And having said that, she was perfectly placed to play Words with Friends on the iPad. So anyway, I've got back into dating recently and I found things have changed. These days, most men expect you to sleep with them on the third date. Now, when I was a teenager, the furthest I'd go on a third date is letting a boy try and unhook my bra. And if he did succeed, it was generally disappointment to both of us. But I didn't have sex when I was a teenager, probably because my mother said to me, below the waist is your own, keep it to yourself. She might have been advising me to masturbate, but I don't think so. That's the best laugh I've ever had for that one. Anyway, I think it's time for me to wind up. I've obviously come to stand up quite late in life, and people have been saying to me, that's very brave of you to do stand up, and also, to do internet dating. But I'll tell you something that's really brave, and that's getting divorced when you're over 50 and telling people that you're over 50. Don't tell anyone I told you that. Okay? And by the way, nothing I've said tonight is true. Thank you very much.